All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We want to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah.
We want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, because those are the men that we learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the true name, the God of Israel. Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And once again, we out here, prophesied, to the nation of Israel and to bring out this information out. All right. So with that, the brother, he had found this article concerning the Virgin Mary, but pretty much what I want to bring out real quick, the Virgin Mary, that deals with the Trinity, and that's like an old doctrine that's been recycled all throughout these heathen nations. First beginning with Babylon, because with Babylon, what did you have? You had Nimrod, Tammuz, and Semiramis. You have a lot of these people, they wear the cross with the T. The T just represents Tammuz. And the cross is a graven image. It has nothing to do with the scriptures as far as, us following that custom of keeping it. Then, in Egypt, what did you have? Osiris, Horus, and Isis. Another trinity, right? In Greece, you have Zeus, Apollo, and Athena. In India, you have Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Rome, you had Jupiter, Mars, and Venus. Just to show you that these heathen nations, they recycle the same doctrines, but it comes from ancient Babylon.
Let me get that in Jeremiah real quick. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 2. Well, I'm going to start at 1. It says, Hear ye the word of the Lord, Yahweh. Hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
Yeah, so the heathen, they worship things that come out of the sky. Like, for example, you have the cobblestone. Now, the Muslims, which the original Muslims being the Arabs, the descendants of Ishmael, they believe that the cobblestone, which is a rock that they believe came out of the sky or came from the heavens, they think that a stone takes away your sins. Yeah, the meteor, the asteroid. They believe that takes away your sins. That's why the stone is black, that it used to be white. See, the heathens, they worship the sky. They worship the Orion belt. They worship the different stars, the different planets, and they come up with their own theories. See, us as the nation of Israel, we were given the laws, statutes, and commandments to separate us from the heathen nations. That's why the God of Israel, Yahweh, who was only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, who did he set up his covenant with? Who did he give his laws, statutes, and commandments to? The children of Israel. Who's the children of Israel today in the flesh? The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indian seed line that's scattered to the four corners of the earth, following the heathen nations and their philosophy and their way of thinking and doing things. That's been our downfall. That's why we went into slavery. That's why our people are in the condition that they're in today.
Yeah, I got something real quick too, because going into that worshiping of the sun and the moon. Matter of fact, get Wisdom of Solomon. You got that apocrypha, right? Yeah. Get Wisdom of Solomon 13. But that goes into that too. But this is real quick. This is Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 13. He said also unto me, Turn thee yet again. This is the Most High, basically putting Ezekiel on, showing them what the priests and the elders of Israel was doing back during this time, during the Babylonian captivity. All right, Ezekiel was pretty much ignorant to the fact that the high priests and the elders of Israel, they were actually worshiping these different gods of the heathen nations as well, which is part of the reason why the Babylonians came in and pretty much swept us out of there, man. Pretty much destroyed Jerusalem, took the choice men into captivity like Daniel, Jeremiah, and men like that, Ezekiel, because they were committing idolatry against the Most High. So it says, He said unto me, Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do. Talking about the nation of Israel. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north. This is in the temple now. The gate of the Lord's house is the temple. All right, you had the first temple, then you had the second temple. Now we are the third temple. All right, the first and the second temple was destroyed. All right, by the heathen nations. That was the will of the Most High for what? Disobeying them. Doing what these guys were doing right here. It says, and behold, there sat woman, weeping for Tammuz. So you had Israelites that was worshiping Tammuz way back then. And look at it today, man, in the so-called Christian church, in the Catholic church, who's are the ones that really worship that Virgin Mary? it's really women that do that. It's really Israelite women, the Hispanic woman and the so-called black woman. They're the ones that really worship that image of the Virgin Mary with the little boy, with the baby Jesus, which the brother is going into. That's really Semiramis and Tammuz when you go back to ancient Babylon. All right, and what they were doing in ancient Babylon, what they were doing in ancient Egypt, in ancient Rome, ancient Greece, they were worshiping the sun and the moon, man. They were worshiping the stars of heaven, and basically gave them names. That's all they did. All right, yeah, these were real people that existed. Tammuz is an actual figure in the Bible. When you go all the way back to the Nimrod, you know, the story in, what is that, Genesis 10, I think, or 9? Yeah, that was the actual man. But the heathens worship these men, and they worship the constellations of heaven, and they basically deified men on the earth, man, as these gods, when they were just men. And you had our woman doing that as well. It says a little bit more. It says, then said he unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abomination than these. And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house, and behold, at the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men with their backs towards the temple of the Lord, and their faces towards the east, and they worshiped the sun toward the east. So you had Israelites worshiping the sun, man. It just told you they were worshiping Tammuz, and then it said they was worshiping the sun. It's the same thing, man. The gods of these nations are nothing but idols, all right? And their idols were figured after the different, the creations basically that's in the heavens. You know, the sun, like I said, the moon, the stars, the different constellations, meteorites, whatever it might be, a shooting star. They worship these things, man, the heathens. They worship the creation more than the creator. But we're not supposed to be doing that because we're the Israelites, man. We're the lot of the Lord's inheritance. You got something?
Yeah. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4. I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, behold, I have taught you. Who's the you? That's talking about the descendants of Jacob, the children of Israel. Who's the children of Israel walking today in the flesh? The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indian seed line that's scattered through the four corners of the earth. Yep. The Lord is saying, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments. Not everybody. The Lord didn't establish a covenant with the heathen nations. Why you think that they're doing the things that they do? Worshiping the different stars and constellations. They worship the creation instead of the creator. They pay homage and give glory to the creation instead of giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. It says, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgment, even as the Lord my God, which is interpreted as Yahweh, our power, the God of the Israelites, commanded me, because this is Moses exhorting Israel to be obedient to the Lord's statutes and commandments. It says that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. And what lands I talk about? Let's talk about the promised land, the land that was given to Abraham when you read Genesis chapter 15, verses 18 through 21, the land of Israel, right? Verse 6, keep therefore and do them. So Moses, he wasn't exhorting the heathen nations to follow the Lord's statutes and commandments. Who was he exhorting? The children of Israel, right? It says, keep therefore and do them. For this is your wisdom, this is our wisdom, the Lord's statutes and commandments, not creating idols, not creating things that's a figment of our imagination. Right. It says, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. See, the other nations, well, I'm going to just let it speak for itself. Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people, because our God actually revealed himself to us in the wilderness. The Lord literally came down in a chariot and manifested himself. We walked through the wilderness, how? Because the chariot, it lit up at nighttime, and there was a cloud by day. The Lord actually revealed himself to us. See, the heathen nation gods, that's a figment of their imagination. The heathen nation gods never revealed themselves to the heathens. Why? Because they don't exist. They're not living.
Yeah, they're really crazy. Like, when you actually think about it, man, it's like a little kid that got an imaginary tea party with a fucking, you know, with their imaginary friend. Yeah. Because the idols don't talk, man. They don't speak, they don't move, they don't do nothing. But yet the heathens, you know, they have to create the idol first and foremost. They gotta form it with their own living hands, and then they make something that's basically cursed, man. And the scripture tell you all about that, man. That's why, if I could bring this out real quick in Exodus, the 20th chapter, you know, this is part of the commandments that the Lord gave to Moses to give to the children of Israel. It says, thou shalt, Exodus 20:3. It says, matter of fact, I'm going to just start at 2. It says, I am Yahweh thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, which we already established what it was these Egyptians doing. They were basically Mizraim. Egypt is a Greek word, which means bondage, but really Martazarium in the Hebrew. You know, what were they doing when we was in that land? They had golden calves, they had statues that they were worshiping. They was worshiping Mars, Jupiter, Venus, the planets, whatever, right? But the Lord brought us out of here. And what? He gave us commandments to follow. This is the first commandment. It says, thou shalt have no other gods before me. And that's a lowercase g. All right, so meaning what? These gods are not even really gods. It's talking about idolatry. You know, putting a woman before the Most High. Putting your car before the Most High. Putting anything really. That's you putting a false power, an idol before the Most High, man. You're not worshiping the Most High in true faith and sincerity. That's what these Christians are doing. They said they worship me with their mouth, but their heart is far from me, meaning their mind. They don't really acknowledge the Lord and his precepts in their mind. They don't meditate on his word. All right, they pray and bow down to statues, man. Christianity is nothing but ancient religions filtered with the name Christianity on it, man. Modern day Christianity. Because the Christians were, the disciples were first called Christians at Antioch, man. And the disciples were Israelites. The Christians are really Israelites. But the Christianity of today that was performed, or that was, you know, made by the so-called white man, the Edomites, that's nothing but ancient idolatry, man. And that's breaking the first and second commandment. Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord Yahweh thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So you're not supposed to be worshiping no other gods. You're not supposed to be making no idols, no graven images to worship. That's a direct commandment. And if anything, that's what these Christians believe, the 10 commandments. They don't believe in not eating pork and the rest of the 613 law, statutes, and commandments. They say that's done away with. But as far as the 10, they always proclaim that the 10 commandments of Moses is the truth. But when you walk into a Christian church, in the very same church that they say they believe in the 10 commandments, you got idols in the church. You got the statue of Caesar Borgia, which they perceive as the Lord, which is not really the Lord, Jesus Christ. That's not really the Messiah that came and died for the nation of Israel. That's an idol. All right, they got the pictures of the Virgin Mary with the baby Jesus. That's all idolatry, man. And our people are going off, and that's why the Lord is jacking our people up, man. In the Bahamas, in Puerto Rico, the different islands of South America, the different countries down there, Brazil, Venezuela. Why you think it's going on, the famines and the plagues that the Lord is bringing? Because of that idolatry, man. That's the first and second commandment that you're not supposed to break, man. If anything, every sin could be forgiven, but you doing this, man, that's blasphemy, man. That's abomination. You calling the Lord a cracker. You know, you worshiping a damn creature with blonde hair with recessive genes, calling that the Lord, man. Kissing the feet and doing all this crazy shit, man. That's bugged the fuck out, man. That's it there.
This is, you know, that's a good point, because our people is willingly ignorant at this point.
Yeah.
You got the internet now. Now
Right.
things is easier. Before, you know, you had to read books. You had to, you know, do a diligent search, you know, to learn things. But now all the information is out there.
Yeah.
There's no reason why the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, why you should just be willfully ignorant.
Yep.
Now, this is Psalms chapter 135, verse 15. It says, the idols of the heathen. Now, how many heathen nations are there in the Bible? How many nations after the flood were there? You have 18 nations, but 17 out of the 18 nations is heathen nations. So this is what the Lord is saying about the heathen nations, the 17 heathen nations. The idols of the heathen are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. And that's the point. It's a figment of their imagination. They form something with their hands, they give it a title, they say, oh yeah, the God of this, the God of that. Because that's what the heathen nations do. They worship the creation. They don't pay homage to the Heavenly Father. Only the Israelites do that. the heathen nations, they worship the creation. They don't understand, like the Greeks, for example. You got Poseidon, the god of the sea.
Yeah.
You got Zeus, the sky god. You got Hades, the god of the underworld. See, they worshiping the creation, and then a lot of that is theories, because we know there's no such thing as hell.
Right.
It says, the idols of the heathen are silver and gold, the work of men's hands, and that's the same thing with these churches. You're not going to learn the truth in the church. These churches are under the 501c3 charter. When an organization is under the 501c3 charter, they can't teach about prophecy, because a lot of the prophecies is labeled as what? Conspiracy theories. And that's the New World Order. They don't want you teaching prophecy. They don't even like the fact that YouTube is out in public teaching about conspiracy theories. What's one of the main conspiracy theories? Martial law, the FEMA camps, the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip implant. They don't want you talking about that. That's why.
So like you know, the FBI, they actually label conspiracy theorists as domestic terrorists, by the way.
Yeah.
That just came out like a few months ago. That's a form of terrorism now. Salaki, but I just wanted to add that on.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, because now, you got guys that's Christian pastors getting arrested, which we know, dudes is probably agents, but the overall bigger picture, who do they want to come after? The Hebrew Israelites.
Yep. Mainly Great Millstone too, because we're the camp that really pushes prophecy.
Yeah.
We're the camp that really rebukes all Israel. No respect to persons, man. You got guys doing all type of folly shit, talking about Yahweh Shai didn't do miracles. Any little thing that comes out great through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, starting with the apostles, Great Millstone is on it, man. All right, we're the camp that's covering all ground. So Esau definitely, got it out for us, man, over here. You other guys, you got 501c3 charters. Esau's still gonna kill you. He's still gonna roll on you. But you might get a pass on certain things, you might slide on this, but ultimately the Lord's judgment is gonna judge all Israel. Because you got guys that ain't right in Israel, man.
Psalms chapter 135, verse 16, they have mouths, but they speak not.
Yeah, because they made the mouth. They the ones that took the wood or the stone. Imagine this, bro. Somebody grabs a boulder or a piece of wood or whatever, a tree, and they put it next to them, like the dude from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Oh,
the nigga that had plank. Yeah, like he was crazy. Like everybody looked at him like he's bugged out. He drew a mouth and eyes on a fucking piece of wood. He talks to that shit. Everybody knows, yo, that dude is crazy. But what are these heathens doing, man? They doing the same thing. They taking wood, which is what? Trees. They taking rocks, stones, silver, gold, elements of the earth. They forming it, they melt it down, and they form it into their figment of their own imagination. They talk to it, and they act like it's a god, and nobody's saying that this is crazy. Nobody's saying that these people belong in a mental asylum or they fucking bugged out or whatever. People are just following after that like that's a way of life, man. Which that's clearly just off. The scripture said they have mouths and they talk now. What the hell is the point of having a mouth if you can't talk? That means it ain't alive, man. It's not a power. My bad, bro. It's just
No, that's a spirit.
people are crazy.
Maybe some more for you. Verse 16, they have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not.
Yeah, they don't see, because if they were seeing all this wickedness, even the idols would probably get up and start fucking people up. All this evil that's going on in the earth, all this destruction, all this pollution, and you know what I'm saying? The same very God of thunder. Let's say they worship the God of thunder or whatever, or the God of the air, the God of oxygen or the sea. But you got Esau polluting the sea. You got Esau polluting the air. So wouldn't these idols, if they were real, wouldn't they fucking fuck Esau up, man? They destroying the air. They destroying the planet. The same guys that you so-called worship, that you think you worshiping. They're destroying the very elements that exist on the earth that these gods are supposed to rule over. Wouldn't these gods defend the earth, man? That's bullshit. These guys don't exist. They're not doing nothing. They don't speak, they don't hear, they don't see. You're crazy. You people are actually crazy, man. You heathens and you Israelites, you're even more crazier, man, than the heathens, because they was given to that. You wasn't, man. You was given law, statutes, and commandments. You was given a spirit. These heathen nations, they don't got a spirit. They got spirits in their body, but they don't have like a soul. They don't got soul, man. The scriptures speak about how those that wander out of the way of understanding remain in the congregation of the dead, man. It's like they spiritually dead, worshiping creations, man. You Israelites are crazy, man. You 2/3, man. I can't stand looking at you niggas, man. The more I start reading the scriptures and seeing this, like, it's really real. These people are worshiping fucking figures, man. That's bugged out. You belong in a fucking mental asylum. Really, you just gotta be put to death, man. Really. Shit is bugged out, man.
Yeah, that's a good point, because here you had the Lord. He physically revealed. See, in this lifetime, we have to have faith. But back then,
Yeah.
over 5,000 plus years ago, the
Red
Lord,
Sea.
the Lord actually revealed Himself to us.
Right.
But what do these niggas do? We want to go back to Egypt. We gonna make a calf.
Yo.
He's taking too long. Let's
Yeah,
make a golden calf.
Right.
Ignorance. That's how you know. Even back then, there was an elect,
Yep.
and there was a 2/3.
And that's how you know we really the Israelites. Because look at Israel today. Look, they the ones in the churches. It's not Moabites going to Christian church. But why they not going to Christian church? Because they got their own customs already, man. You Israelites are the ones trying to find your way. Oh, I'm going to go into Islam. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. And then like Apostle Tahar always brings out, you just end up at the end, you 40, 50 years old, you just make up your own philosophy.
Yeah.
You're not even a Christian. You got a little bit of 5%. You got a little bit of Islam. You a Christian, but you don't believe in the white Jesus. You believe in a black Jesus.
Yeah.
It's all over the place, man. But his name is still Jesus, though. It's a Greek name, but he's black. But come on, man. Israel, man, you got to get it together, man. Especially, yo, you northern kingdoms are really out of there, man. You northern kingdoms are really the ones that are like the most far gone, and they've always been that way. When you go back to Ephraim, the Most High told Judah and the rest of the southern kingdom tribe not to even deal with Ephraim, man. You so-called Puerto Ricans, man. You don't even want to try to hear this thing, man. You just Jesus Christo all the way, man. At least you got some Judah that, you know, they acknowledge, like, yeah, Jesus was black, word, like, you know what I'm saying? But damn, man.
Yeah.
Shit, I mean, I'm ranting a little bit, but it's all through the spirit, man, because, you know, you're just dealing with these people every day of your life in this captivity, and you try to tell them something, and they don't even want to hear shit, man. So it's like really the only time we get to really open up is when we with amongst brothers or when we do videos, man. That's the only time you get to really, like, let it all out. You go to camp, you know, you get to speak. Shit is crazy.
Yeah, you know, that's a good point, because look, see, part of repenting, we acknowledge that we need Yahweh Shai, but we also acknowledge what has pissed the God of Israel off to the point where we have to go into captivity. Our woman is in the condition that they're in. Our men is in the condition that they're in. Our kids. See, we absorb it and it becomes bitter. Because what does Apostle Tahar always bring out? Eat the whole roll. It's going to be sweet as honey. But then it's bitter. It's bitter and it's annoying at the fact that you have to see our people being ignorant in this condition. See our woman with blonde hair. Our people worshiping idols. They don't know nothing about the idol. Oh, my parents brought me up this way, so now I got to make the same exact mistakes that they made.
Right.
Why? Do the research. Oh, you Hebrew Israelite guys, you guys are racist. Oh, what you believe in is false. You can't debunk nothing we saying, but we wrong though.
Right.
Verse 17, it says, they have ears, but they hear not. Neither is there any breath in their mouths. Wow.
Yeah, they get dust on them, and then who got to dust it off? The people, the men do. Man got to dust it off. Woman got to dust it off. If it falls over, it ain't going to pick itself up. You got to pick it up. If somebody take it and fucking throw it in the garbage, you the one that got to go in the garbage and revive it, you know, retrieve it. These idols are literally nothing, man. They literally just elements. That's all it is, man. You just worshiping elements. Who created those elements, man? That's where you should be worshiping. Who's the one that made these precious gold and silver and wood and stone and all of this, man? Who made it? The Most High did. The God of Israel, man. And the scripture always say he's the God of the living, not of the dead. These idols are dead. They have no breath on them, man. They can't prophesy to you. They can't warn you. All right, they're not going to save you from the car accident you're going to have next week where your kids is going to get destroyed in the backseat and the car is going to go up in a blaze. That idol didn't do shit for you, man. You had the little rosary, the Santeria beads. That shit didn't do nothing for you, man. It didn't save you. It can't do nothing. Once you understand that and you start questioning, well, who's the one that's really doing all of this, man? Who's the one that's killing people out here? Who's the one that's bringing new life onto the earth? Who's the one that's making the sun come up every morning and the moon come up every night? Who's doing these things, man? It's Yahweh Shai that's doing it. And the Most High is only dealing with Israel. That once you understand that, hey, fuck these heathens, man. They just nothing but slaves, man. They were given onto idolatry. But what the hell are you niggas doing, man? That's the main thing that you gotta ask yourself. What are you doing? Why are you in captivity? Why is the heathens, they could do whatever they want to do. They eating live squid, they eating rats, they eating dogs. They not getting punished. But every time you do something, you feel like everything's against you, man. You can't get that job that you want. You can't get that woman that you want. Why does nothing work out for you in this society, excuse me, because you're in captivity, man. You're being punished by Yahweh for your disobedience.
This is Amos chapter 3, verse 1. It says, hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for your iniquities.
That's right. That's the Most High saying that, man. Himself, he's saying, listen, I'm only dealing with you. Out of all the families, which are the tribes or the nations of the planet Earth, the Most High is only dealing with the nation of Israel, man. And right now, he's only really dealing with the elect. 2/3 of you, you're not going to repent. You're not going to even understand what we're saying. This shit sounds crazy to them, bro. Here it is, they fucking worshiping wood. But it sounds crazy to them what we're saying, man. We're reading it right out of the scriptures. This is the Most High words. He said, I said this. It's not we saying it. He said, hear this word that I spoke against you, O house of Israel. He's the one that brought you out of Egypt. He's the one that split the Red Sea. He's the one that gave you a name, man, that gave you your name, Israel. He's the one that established you as a nation and promised you the land of Israel. He's the one that made a covenant. He's the one that came down and dealt with Abraham through the angels, dealt with Isaac, dealt with Jacob, dealt with Moses. But yet you want to go and worship the gods of the heathen nations that the Most High said they are nothing, man. They are less than nothing. So now the Most High is so angry. He's a jealous power. He's so pissed off. He's just going to destroy you niggas, man. In Jacob's trouble, you're going to be put to death by famine, martial law. When Esau come down, he's not going to have no mercy because Esau is the sword of the Heavenly Father. And he's going to use Esau, the so-called white man, which is your chief enemy, to destroy you, man, in this land of America, Babylon the Great, and all over the world. Wherever you niggas are worshiping idols, the Most High is going to get you niggas, man. It's really real, man. It's serious. The Most High does not play when it comes to his name, when it comes to his glory. He wants all his glory, man. He said he will not give his glory to a graven image, so he's going to make sure you niggas know him, man. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I got something real, yeah, this is Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16. You go break it down. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths.
Yeah, so look at the old paths. Did any of our ancient forefathers worship heathens? Were they given to idolatry? And when I say that, I'm talking about our righteous forefathers. Right. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. What were they known for? Their faith.
Yep.
Their obedience to the Heavenly Father.
It says, and walk. Well, I'm going to read it again. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein.
Yeah, follow the ways of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Don't follow the way of the heathen. Don't worship statues, all right? Don't dye your hair blonde. Don't do nothing that pertains to the heathen nations. We're Israelites. We're not Hamites, all right? We're not any of the 17 heathen nations, all right? We're the children of Israel.
Right.
We're the nation that's above all nations on the planet Earth. Why is that so? Because the Lord established his covenant with us. He gave us the law, statutes, and commandments. That's the ways of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, King David, Aaron, the prophets of the Old and New Testament, known for their faith.
It says, and ye shall find rest for your souls, but they said we will not walk therein.
And that's what 2/3 of the nation of Israel have done. To the point where, what do they do every Saturday and Sunday? They go to these churches. You got the Seventh-day Adventists, they go to church on Saturday. You got the Baptist Christians, what do? Go to church every Sunday. Worshiping these different idols. Really worshiping white supremacy. Because Christianity is nothing but white supremacy. It don't have nothing to do with the Bible. You can't prove to me that the God of Israel looks like a so-called white man, the angels, the prophets. You can't prove it. So why do they have that set up in the churches if they can't prove that?
Right.
Why is that so? You have to question that. Do the proper research. Instead of you people hating on us, you come on our comment board, oh, you guys are spreading hate. No, they spreading hate. Why are they spreading hate? Because they saying that the Messiah is not a so-called black man. Why are you doing that?
Why he can't be black?
Yeah.
They always say, oh yeah, he was from the Middle East, but he's not black though.
He's olive.
Right. He was dark-skinned, but he's not a Negro though. He's not a so-called African American.
Yeah. Yeah, he's from the Middle East. He would look so-called Arab. Everybody comes from the East.
But where's the image of the Arab Jesus Christ in? Where's that at? When was the last time you went into a church and they had an Arab Jesus Christ with that bell pepper nose?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That tan skin. When you ever seen that? You never seen that, man, with the big-ass Arab beard with the fucking towel on his head. You never see that.
Yeah.
You only ever see an image of a cracker, man. Why is that? That's white supremacy, like the brother said. That's really hate. They hate us so much that the Lord can't be us, man. Lord can't look like us, man. He could look like anything else. He could be Chinese, whatever, but he can't be a Negro.
Yeah, that's why the Lord allowed what was it, 2015, 2014, Dylan Roof?
Yeah.
He went in that church in
that
like the
Baptist
Carolinas
church, yeah.
and he shot all they up. Where was them idols at? Where was so-called Jesus Christ?
Yep.
See, when we say Jesus Christ, what do we say? We say who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Because with a name, it comes with an image of somebody, of how somebody looks.
Right.
When you praying, you got to know the Lord's name in order for your prayers to be answered.
Yep.
Oh, you can't say, oh, well, his name means this in this language. If you're, for example, let's say your name is Michael in English and then there's something else in a different language.
Yeah, like Carlos in Spanish. The name Carlos means Charles in English.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So if it's a translated name, you're not going to know that name. Why? Because you wasn't born with that name.
Yeah.
The Heavenly Father didn't design it for where you only have that name, not the translated name.
Right.
So all you people that say, oh, Jesus Christ, all means the same thing. We all worship the same God. No, you don't. Because a God has a name. You say you believe in God, what's the name of your God? You say you believe in the Messiah, what's the name of your Messiah?
Yep.
And then the excuse that they use is, oh, well, in these English modern Bibles that's been revised in 1991 by the state of Israel, do your research, oh, it says Jesus. And then when you read the modern Hebrew, which is Yiddish, oh, it says Yahshua. What about the ancient Paleo-Hebrew that the Israelite forefathers were speaking? They wasn't speaking Yiddish. So you got to question that, you got to do the research, and ultimately, you need a guide. You need to learn this truth from the correct men of the Lord. Right. And who's those men? Well, it began with Abba Bivens, on down to Elder Yaquam, King Marshall, High Priest Ariel, on down to the Apostles of Great Millstone. Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabal, Apostle Rakal, Apostle Ramlab, on down to brothers like ourselves. You got to learn the truth from us. You can't just wake up one day, oh, I'm not going to follow men. I'm not going to follow no kin. Nah, you got to learn the truth from men through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. The Lord always had it designed that way since the Garden of Eden.
Yeah, what happened to those niggas, Corey, Abiram, and Dathan? And when Moses, they was basically speaking against him, oh, we want to be the heads too. Yeah. Because the Most High was dealing with Israel through Moses. He wasn't dealing with Israel directly. Yep. He set up Moses and Aaron. But these niggas, they got prideful. They wanted, I want to deal with the Most High myself. And what happened? The earth swallowed their ass up, man. Yeah. They got put to death, man. So what's going to happen to you niggas today that's saying the same thing? You on YouTube, you don't got no videos, though. Follow no camp, but where's your works at, though? Who you teaching then? What's the point of teaching if we're not supposed to follow men? What the hell is the point of teaching then? If nobody's supposed to learn from men, why do we teach then? Why did the Lord set us up to teach, you fucking idiots? That shit don't make no sense, bro. I'm gonna bring out this article. We could get a few more scriptures and close it out. This article is from ABC 13. It says, worshippers flock to mysterious crying Virgin Mary icon. Hope miracle saves church from sale. All right, so you got a church out there in Chicago and Illinois where the church is pretty much going bankrupt. Why? Because most people are leaving these goddamn churches. They're not paying tithes no more. These church pastors can't collect, all right, every month like they've been used to, or every week to pay them bills. So now you do have a crisis of churches getting shut down all throughout America. Even though they under the 501c3, it's a non-tax, but it's not free rent. You still got to pay your fucking rent. You still got to pay them bills. And these people, they not going to church because we out here, man. Because they waking up to the fact that they're Israel. You know, so now this church over here, I don't know the name of the church. Maybe it's in the article. Let me see. Oh, yeah. It says, some worshipers see a sign from God after a caretaker at the Holy Trinity. Wow, that's a spirit. Yeah. The Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church in Chicago saw what looked like tears pouring from the Virgin Mary's eyes. And I wanted to point something out, too, because it said worshipers flock to mysterious crying Virgin Mary icon. When you go into that word idol, it basically means icon. You go into the word icon, it means image. That's the number one commandment. Don't have the second one. The first one, having no God before the Most High. The second one, having no idols, man. No graven images. That includes paintings, statues, whatever, man. Tattoos. You got niggas that'll get married tattooed on their arm and shit. That's idolatry, man. You're not supposed to be worshiping that.
Yeah, I can make a quick point.
Go ahead.
You know, when did Yahweh Shai ever make an idol of his mom?
Right.
When did he ever do that? We're supposed to be followers of the Messiah, right? Of Yahweh Shai.
That's what Christian means, right?
Yeah. So if Yahweh Shai didn't do that, what are you people doing? Where does that come from?
Yep,
Crazy.
I got a scripture on that right here. This is Luke chapter 11, verse 27. And it came to pass, as he spake these things, a certain woman of the company lifted up her voice and said unto him, Blessed is the womb that bare thee, and the paps which thou hast sucked. So this woman was in that woman worship spirit. She was basically in that spirit of worshiping Tammuz and Semiramis. You know, she had that same demon on her saying, Blessed is the womb that bare thee, and the paps which thou hast sucked, talking about Yahweh Shai. She was in that Holy Trinity spirit, you know, that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, or the Mother. What is the one with Yahweh Shai with the baby Jesus? The Father, I forgot how they say it.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit?
Yeah,
right?
but with the one with the woman, how they got the picture with the woman. I know it goes back to like Cleopatra in Egypt too, but I can't remember. It's like a certain way how they say it too. But basically that image of that Virgin Mary with the baby. You know, she was in that type of spirit, like, oh yeah, bless your mother. Like your mother is so holy. You know, she bare the Messiah and stuff like that. But this is what the Lord said. But he said, yeah, rather blessed are they that hear the word of Yahweh and keep it. So he cut that shit. He said, nah, man. He didn't say, yeah, bless my mother, bless Mary. So why are you people doing that, man? He said, blessed are those that hear the word of the Most High and keep it. Meaning, blessed are those that keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Blessed are those that don't set up idols. Blessed are those that don't eat pork and, you know, shave their beards. Blessed are those that are not committing adultery and being goddamn homosexuals and lesbians. That's basically what he said. He said, bless them. All right, blessed are those that are keeping the commandments. Blessed are those that are keeping the word of the Most High. You people in the churches are not doing that, man. You have a whole church service for 18 hours, and then you go to the basement and cook up some ham or pork, man. Which that's clearly a violation of Leviticus 11 and, what is it, 21?
Yeah.
22?
Yeah, the whole Leviticus
Basically.
11 chapter.
Yep. So it says here that basically the image, that painting of the so-called Virgin Mary, which that's another whole big deal. That's another topic. You know, the Immaculate Conception, which is not true. The Lord was birthed through Joseph. That's why it gives you the lineage of Matthew, the first chapter. It gives you the lineage of Yahweh Shai. But they basically seen this picture. It looked like it had tears on it, which it could have been anything. It could have been a water leak. Yeah. Me and this brother was talking off camera. The brother said they could have did that.
Yeah, they did that.
Fucking priests at nighttime and shit, like how they used to do in Bell and the Dragon.
Yeah.
When you read that story with Daniel and Bell and the Dragon, how them priests they had a secret compartment behind the idol, and they was taking all the food that the people was putting before the idol. These people were so stupid. They was thinking that the idol was eating the food, devouring the flesh, and drinking the drink offering. And really, it was a fucking priest. They had a damn back way door. They was eating that shit, man. So who knows? Yeah, through the spirit, more than likely, these pastors of this church did that to keep hope alive in their church, because they know they about to lose their church soon. So they put fake tears on the damn statue. So now these people are all flocking back toward the church, man. Showing you how simple Israel is. I'm gonna get a scripture on that too, man. This is Jeremiah. Yo, Israel is simple as hell. This is Isaiah 31:6. It says, turn ye unto him from whom the children of Israel have deeply revolted. The Lord is saying, well, Isaiah through the Spirit is saying, turn unto the Lord, man. You have deeply revolted against Yahweh, man, by serving these idols, by breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. You have deeply revolted against the Lord, man. You have basically took the word of the Lord and cast it behind you and said, I don't care what none of that says, man. They say, don't eat pork, well, I'm gonna eat pork. It's like Shimon said, Israel is so rebellious. If the scripture said, don't eat chicken, these niggas, or if the scripture said, all you could eat is chicken, they wouldn't eat no chicken, man. But you know how Jake loved their chicken? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They love their fucking pork. But whatever the Most High say to do, they'll do the opposite. If he say, don't eat this, they're gonna eat it. If he says, eat this, they won't eat it. You know? So the Most High saying, don't worship idols. What do these niggas do? The scriptures say Judah has more idols than cities, man. Than the amount of cities that was in the land of Israel. Judah had more idols than that. When you read Jeremiah, I think it's in the 3rd chapter or the 11th chapter. It says, for in that day every man shall cast away his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which your own hands have made unto you for a sin. So you made this thing onto your own destruction, man, your own sin. What is the wages of sin? Death. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you made these idols, and now you're gonna cast them away. In the time of Jacob's trouble, in the time of martial law, you're not gonna be thinking about no statue. You're not gonna be kissing your rosary beads and none of that. That shit is gonna get destroyed right along with you. It's not gonna save you, man. That's the point. All right, there's another scripture that also said they're gonna cast them away like menstruous rags. That's like a bitch that pad. You ever seen like a bloody pad or whatever? You don't want to get nowhere near that shit, man. You want that shit to just be gone from your sight. The scriptures say that at one point in time when we in the kingdom of heaven, Israel is going to cast all of that behind them, man. It's like they never did that. They're going to detest these idols. And we're going to actually be fucking the heathens up in the kingdom of heaven if they worship these idols. Let's say they try to bring back a secret Tammuz statue or whatever, and we find out, which we will find out, we're going to have spiritual power. We're going to destroy their whole fucking city, man. Destroy that whole, whoever's doing that madness, that sin, that abomination. All right, that's the day that we yearn for, man. The day when there's no more idols in the earth, when the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua could get all his praise, his glory and respect that he deserves, man. That he pretty much earned. You got a scripture? Yeah, 2:18. We'll wrap it up. Just close it out there.
This is Exodus chapter 9, verse 16. It says, and in very deed for this cause have I raised thee up. Now this was dealing with, the Pharaoh of Egypt. The Lord raised up the Pharaoh of Egypt to destroy Egypt, to show his power. But who's the modern day Pharaoh? The central bankers. Because this is spiritual Egypt, according to Revelation 11:8. Exodus 9 and 16. And in very deed for this cause have I raised thee up, for to show indeed my power, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. So when America is destroyed, whose name is going to be glorified? The God of Israel, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahushua. Yahushua is going to destroy this place with the power from the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. Then you're going to know, oh, there's only one true living God. You're going to know that Yahushua exists when this happens. So with that, hopefully you was edified. We want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.
Shalom.